right now.
Good morning, Region 8. It's 6 o'clock and it's a nice start to the day. Let's check in with meteorologist Brian McCormick for a look at your forecast. Good morning. Thank you, Brian. New overnight, the statue of former Vice President and slavery advocate John Calhoun is being removed in Charleston, South Carolina. Demonstrators demanded the removal of the statue, which was erected in 1898. This is part of the latest in a wave of actions arising from protest against racism and police brutality against African Americans. Yesterday, City Council members approved the measure to take down the statue 13-0. New this morning, the fight for racial equality continues as two big names across the South take a stance calling for change. Adam Jones joins us now with the latest details. Another rally was held in Little Rock, the Focus Against Fear. Alexis Wainwright was outside the Pulaski County Courthouse and explains the group's message.
It's time to vote. When we can do this, we can work together.
Currently, there are over 5,200 active cases in the natural state. 237 people have lost their lives due to the virus. That's up 10 from Monday. Over 11,200 people have recovered. There are currently 248 people hospitalized and 61 people are on ventilators. For a breakdown of cases in your county, visit our website at KAIT8.com or download the Region 8 News app. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson will have another press conference today to update you about COVID-19. You can watch his press conference at 1:30 this afternoon on all of our KAIT platforms. Missouri has also seen a rise in the number of COVID-19 cases, the total now over 18,500 cases. 592 people remain hospitalized and 966 people have died from the virus. There's one group that's on a mission to help others during this pandemic. The Southeast Missouri Food Bank is handing out food to those who have lost jobs or who are hurting financially due to the pandemic. Volunteers routinely do this across Southeast Missouri, including volunteers with Crossroads Church in Jackson.
I believe that there are a lot of people who are struggling and they are looking for anything they can do. And so we're seeing a lot of first-time visitors. And when someone comes, we always give them a slip so they can return.
The SEMO Food Bank travels to pretty much every county in Southeast Missouri. To get help, you need to bring a photo ID and a piece of mail that proves you live in the county. Families can only go to one drive-through food event per month, and each family gets one box of food. This is a look at the SEMO Mobile Food Bank's upcoming calendar. Today, they will be in Hayti at the Agape Worship Center at 4:30 this afternoon. Tomorrow, they'll be in Caruthersville at Temple Baptist Church at 5 in the afternoon. The time now is 6:07. Here's a live look in Walnut Ridge from our First National Bank of Lawrence County weather cam. It's going to be another hot day here in Region 8, so be sure to stay hydrated. Meteorologist Brian McCormick will let you know what to expect coming up right after this break. With temperatures being so hot this time of year, you need to make sure your hydration is on point, especially if you exercise. Dr. Eric Martin says you can lose up to 2 liters of water from exercising for 30 minutes when it's 90 degrees or hotter. It's important to stay hydrated before, during, and after your workout. If you remain dehydrated, Martin says that can lead to serious problems.
It can lead to kidney failure. It can lead to a condition called rhabdomyolysis, which is a muscle breakdown that can be very serious as well and can cause other organ damage in the process.
Dr. Martin says thirst is the obvious sign that you're dehydrated, but other signs include muscle fatigue and confusion. If severe, it can take up to 24 hours to fully recover. A new study indicates taxes on sugary drinks can lead to major health gains and reductions in healthcare cost. The journal Circulation article compared taxing sugar by volume in a drink against taxing the overall size of the drink. By increasing the cost of sugar-sweetened beverages, there's less consumption, which appears to lead to better overall public health. Specifically, the study found applying taxes on sugar content could help prevent more than 2 million cases of diabetes and save more than $100 billion in health cost. In business news, leaders of some of the biggest companies in the world are slamming President Trump's decision to restrict work visas. The administration is banning new visas in several categories, including the H-1B visa used by workers in the tech industry. Companies against the decision included Apple, Google, and Microsoft. Not so lazy at La-Z-Boy. The recliner maker is ramping up production at U.S. factories shut down by the coronavirus closures. The company will bring back about 6,000 furloughed workers. In the latest quarter, La-Z-Boy sales were down nearly 20%. New home sales rose last month. The Commerce Department reports sales of new single-family homes rose 16.6% in May. That was a much better performance than expected. Analysts say the May number suggests the reopening of major parts of the country are giving a boost to the housing market. New home sales are counted at the signing of a contract, making them a leading housing market indicator. The median sales price for new homes sold last month was just under $318,000. A woman from Texas tested positive for COVID-19 in February, recovered, then tested positive again in June. She shares her battle with not one, but 2 rounds of the coronavirus. Meredith Yemens reports.
From her hospital bed.
That was Meredith Yemens reporting. McKee said she wants her case to serve as a reminder for everyone to wear a mask, something she now wishes she would have done. Let's take a look at COVID-19 numbers in Tennessee. Total cases have risen to over 36,000 and active cases are over 11,000 with 542 deaths. The Memphis area has the most number of cases in the state with over 8,200 cases. Nashville is second with over 7,800 cases. Shelby County is remaining in phase 2 after a record amount of COVID-19 cases were announced over the weekend. The Shelby County Health Director said there was a logjam with different labs causing delays in reports. The city of Memphis passed an ordinance requiring people to wear a mask in public. The Johnny Cash Heritage Festival has been canceled for 2020 over coronavirus concerns. According to event planners, after careful consideration with supporters and the Cash family, they're now planning for an event in 2021. As the coronavirus continues to cause more and more big event cancellations in the capital city, Little Rock is experiencing a major economic impact. Paris Kane joins us with a look at how much it's cost the state so far.
Cancellation after cancellation.
That was Paris Kane reporting. Hall says that although a lot of the big events are canceled in Little Rock, now's a great time to enjoy local museums, outdoor activities, and soon the Little Rock Zoo. You can now stream Spotify right from your TV set. Comcast subscribers can listen to music and podcast from Spotify on Xfinity, Flex, and X1. You don't need to be a premium Spotify customer. You can use the free version as well or sign up for an account through Xfinity. Comcast, the parent of NBC Universal, also offers Pandora, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. The time now is 6:26. Here's a live look in Marktree from our weather cam. As you can see, it is a foggy start to the day, so be sure to slow down if you're out on the roads this morning. Brian will let you know more straight ahead.
Right now.
Good morning, Region 8. The time now is 6:30 on this Wednesday morning. Congratulations, you're halfway through the work week. Let's head on over to Brian for a look at your forecast. The FBI determined a noose found in Bubba Wallace's garage at Talladega had been there since last October. The FBI says no charges are planned. The rope is fashioned like a noose, but is a pull rope for the garage door. Wallace is the only black driver at NASCAR's top level. He successfully pushed the Stock Car Series to ban the Confederate flag at its venues less than 2 weeks ago.
It was a noose. It was a noose that was whether tied in 2019 or whatever. It was a noose. So it wasn't directed at me, but somebody tied a noose. That's what I am saying.
Wallace moved into that garage a week ago, and the noose was reported to NASCAR on Sunday. This led to a dramatic show of support for Wallace before the race on Monday. You're taking a live look at the nation's capital. Turmoil continues as Senate Democrats appear ready to block a Republican police reform bill. They say it is, quote, irrevocably flawed. They say their calls for bipartisan negotiations have failed, although the nation is split over recent police killings of Black Americans. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell plans to hold the vote regardless. The GOP accuses the other side of playing politics over addressing the crisis.
The question simply is this: who do you trust on police reform in America? The NAACP or Mitch McConnell?
We have Chuck Schumer with a chokehold on the Justice Act and our opportunity for police reform in America.
This comes as President Trump escalates his rhetoric against Democrats and Black Lives Matter protesters, and former President Obama slams his successor's, quote, disorganized, mean-spirited approach to government. After 2 weeks of occupation, Seattle city leaders plan to wind down the Capitol Hill Organized Protest, or CHOP Zone. The zone was set up to call for police reform and racial justice, but a pair of weekend shootings left one man dead and another person wounded in a shooting yesterday. Seattle's mayor says the violence is a distraction from the changes demanded by peaceful protesters, and police will soon return to a station largely abandoned after clashes with protesters. President Trump has denounced the zone and threatened to break it up if city leaders did not take action. A former Arkansas attorney at the center of an adoption scandal appears before a judge today. Paul Peterson is expected to plead guilty in a multi-state adoption scheme involving women from the Marshall Islands. Peterson was indicted in Arkansas, Arizona, and Utah for adoption fraud in 2019. Last week, Peterson pleaded guilty to human smuggling charges in Utah. The time now is 6:34. Now this is a foxhole you don't want to miss. We've got Trey Stafford's slick dance moves coming up next. Stay with us. Time now is 6:39, which means it's time to check in with Trey and Jim at 104.9 The Fox. Good morning.
Hey,
good morning.
Fox! Good morning, Region 8. I bet Brian could get up on that kitchen counter. I bet he could do a little dance up there on that kitchen counter.
I would love to see that.
Heck, I bet he's done it a time or two.
That's right. I mean, I know he's kind of settled into the weather chair there in the kitchen, but I mean, I bet if he really got up and moved around, he could.
I think he needs to take some lessons from you, Trey. Let's see that video.
Well, I don't know. You know, listen. This was an effort to.
I can't get enough of it.
This started with my buddy, Dr. Brian Terry out at ASU. He posted a video of him doing a little dance workout. So I told him, I said, I see your effort and I raise you to hip hop.
And
so you've been doing this like every night?
Well, no, I did it that night.
Did you?
I did it that night. You know, what's funny is you watch yourself in you're watching the video of the workout and you're trying to imitate the guy.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing pretty good till I watched the video back.
Did you really?
Trey, you were doing great.
Yeah, I just wish we could hear the music.
Me too.
I thought maybe you were laying down and your foot was asleep and you were trying to get it going again.
I tell you, the one thing I got that head nod, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm glad we were able to surprise you with that this morning.
Let's get a little head nod.
Oh my goodness. And that's a wrap.
Let's look for another one in the near future.
See y'all later.
See ya.
New this morning, it's a staggering statistic across the country. Black men only make up 2% of the teacher workforce. But with a growing population of minorities in public schools, research shows more diversity is needed when it comes to leadership. Two Mississippi teachers with almost 20 years of combined experience hope their success will encourage more black men to sign up and help diversify school districts and classrooms in the state and country.
I think it is very rewarding for young men that go into the education field because there's so many students that gravitate to you to see a professional black man that they can actually talk to, that come from the community they come from.
The students need you in the classroom because most of the children that we service grow up in single-parent homes. They need you to be their role model. They need you to be their voice. They need you to be their light.
Now to the latest on COVID-19 in Arkansas. Currently, there are over 5,200 active cases in the natural state, 237 people have lost their lives due to the virus. That's up 10 from Monday. Over 11,200 people have recovered. There are currently 248 people hospitalized and 61 people are on ventilators. For a breakdown of cases in your county, visit our website at KAIT8.com or download the Region 8 News app. Governor Asa Hutchinson warns that Arkansas hospitals don't have the ICU capacity needed to meet the state's recent COVID-19 predictions. The mean case estimates show we will need 997 ICU beds, but the governor shared hospital data yesterday that showed the state only has 970 ICU beds. Arkansas also doesn't have enough ventilators to meet the predicted worst-case scenarios. The governor says the state will be ready.
We've continued to try to acquire new ventilators into our statewide inventory. We've acquired some, we have more on order, and so we're preparing even if it's a worst-case scenario.
Governor Hutchinson says hospitals across the state are working together to meet patient needs. Happening today, Kingdom Nations Ministries wants to help single women that lost their job due to COVID-19 pay their water bill. Starting at noon, go by the church at 1440 West Huntington Avenue in Jonesboro. A little girl who brought positivity during the pandemic now has her own book. 7-year-old Liliana Roman has been playing her ukulele to raise money for hospital workers during this pandemic. Now she's the star of a new children's book called The Ukulele in Her Hands. Author Todd Sivan said the goal was to share her story while still raising funds for the relief. One family was recently reunited at a protest. A white woman and a black man discovered their cousins while campaigning for the removal of a monument named for their common ancestor. That North Augusta, South Carolina monument with a racially divisive inscription honors Thomas McKee Merriweather, the lone white man killed in an 1876 race riot. His uncle fathered children with a slave, making Brittany Merriweather Williamson and Rodney Canston Young cousins. They're not your average backyard animals. Tigers, elephants, sun bears, and other Asian wildlife were captured on video lounging and drinking from a jacuzzi-sized watering hole at a sanctuary in Thailand. The Wildlife Conservation Society says it took years to protect the area and a month to gather the video.
A chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday, and another chance of rain coming in early next week.
Thank you, Brian. That's all for this Wednesday morning. For more on some of the stories you've seen, just go to the Region 8 News app. We'll be back at 7:23. Have a great day.